Hey, you guys, it's those Utah sisters, and we're sharing the game. How much would it take? Now, before we get started, we do want to remind you this game is not to be paired to content. It is just to build relationships or take a brain break in your classroom, but it's a fun one, so we totally recommend you give it a go. All right, the materials you're going to need for this game are the PowerPoint template that has the pre-built prompts in it, projector and screen, and then optional is a pencil and scratch paper for every person. So to get started, you're going to go ahead and open up the PowerPoint template and then display it on the screen. All right, this game is a discussion-based game that asks students to guess how much money it would take for a classmate to do some weird, absurd thing. Now, to be clear, no one is actually doing the task. This is all imagination and humor, and it works for any group size and can even be played virtually. Now, there are two versions of this game. There's a whole class version, and then there's a small group version. We're going to go through and do the whole class version first. So project a prompt, display it on the PowerPoint. So for example, how much would it take for you to change your first name to Elmo? You're going to ask one student to silently think of the dollar amount it would take for them to do this task. They can keep it in their head or write it on the paper, which was optional, and they do not share their number yet. All right, then you're going to call on 4 to 5 other students to guess out loud what they think the chosen student's amount is. Go through, call on these 4 or 5 students. After that, you're going to reveal the answer, and the original student is going to share their number. The student whose guess was closest to the original student's number wins 1 point for that round. You move on to the next slide and choose a new student to be the subject. All right, now for the small group version. You're going to divide the class up into groups of 4 to 6 or whatever you choose for your classroom. And then again, display a prompt so everyone can see. So for this example, how much would it take for you to sit in a bathtub full of worms for 5 minutes? Now they're playing in groups, so you're going to pick one player per group at each table to be the subject. That student is going to write down or answer in their head silently the minimum dollar amount we would have to pay them to do this weird, absurd task. Then everyone else at the table is going to write down their prediction for how much it would take for that person to do it. Then you're going to go back to the original student. They are going to reveal or share their number, and the person in the group who has the closest guess is going to win 1 point for that round, and then you move on to the next person in the group. Couple tips and tricks for this game is set a time limit. Each round should take less than 1 minute to keep things moving. Tell them they have to think of their dollar amount quick, otherwise they'll just sit and think. Encourage discussion. Have students explain why they chose their number. This sparks great conversations, laughs, and it allows them to get to know each other in your classroom. Play to your audience. Tailor the prompts to the age-appropriate group or mood of the class. Funny, gross, brave, etc. We have all sorts of prompts in this PowerPoint. And then you can keep score on a whiteboard or have them track their own score if you would like to. That's just for fun. So we have tons of pre-built prompts in this PowerPoint, but you can always add your own at the end if you would like to. If you give this game a play in your classroom, be sure to tag us at those Utah sisters. Have a great day. Bye.